everybody. Bill back here on a Conrail Butler branch build update. I had somebody ask me about the roads here not too long ago in a comment. I do appreciate all the comments and all the you guys have been great. So I thought I'd take a quick minute and kind of cover how I do my roads. So how I do it is I just use Dollar General poster board. That's all this is. That's all this area here is. Turn around here and look at like here. This is all cardboard. It's all the sidewalks and all the parking lots. Everything is just poster board. Okay. So I started off and I just put my poster board down. There's going to be a Burger King sitting right here. And I lay out my towns where I think I'm going to want, this, parking, streets, all that, the sidewalks, stuff like that, kind of general layout. And then I just glue it down with basic Elmer's glue, okay? And you can see here, I just kind of cut this curve in here. These are about 20-foot wide roads. Here I cut out this around this building and stuff here like this. So now the crossings, here's the crossings here. Here's one I'm installing right now. And what I do is I just keep building them up. And I just keep stacking. I just cut pieces and keep gluing them. These are just pieces of balsa wood right here that I cut, and I paint them. And then I glue them on top of the ties. And then and that's how I get the build up to the crossing. So you can kind of see that's an eyeball level there of whoops, let me get it over here. That's what the crossing is. Then I'll come in here and I'll paint them gray. The centerpieces I do leave loose on them. I don't know if I can get that guy out of there or not, but this guy, I think he'll come out pretty easy, maybe. Yeah, there he is. So I'll go ahead and I'll paint that guy gray and let him dry, and then I'll reinstall him. The key thing, one of the key things on this, doing it this way, is always try to have on the poster board, you have a dull side and a shiny side. And so you always want to try to make sure you put the dull side up. Because if you put the shiny side up, the paint, I just using paint from Menards. The paint, if you get the shiny, it may take a couple, it'll eventually paint, but it'll take a couple of coats. So now as you look here, so where it's from track to track, it's just the same thickness, from here to here. It's just, you can see how thick it is. The layers are there. Okay, so right there, you can just see that's all I did is I just kept building them up. But now on these approaches right here, you see how that's kind of layered up. It's like that. So all I do is I take the poster board that's cut in the 20-foot widths, and I build a stair step. Okay, so let's see. So you can see how it's stair stepped up. Now one of the key points is, see how that's the stair steps. You start off small, go a little bigger, a little bigger, and a little bigger, and a little bigger. If you do it the opposite way, then you might get some lines in there where you glue them on top. See, if you look at that, if you're looking at that, you don't see any. That's smooth as now. Right here, where this last one's at, where this last joint's at, right here, you might have a little bit of a little bump right in there. You can kind of almost feel it a little bit. But you always, so when you do those approaches in the stair steps, you want to do them upside down, okay? So start off small, bigger, and then right out here, this will be the only place you might get a little bit of a line is right there on that edge piece right there. The other thing is while I'm laying them, or while I'm putting them down, so here's one that's I got to come back and do here. But you can see all I did was I took cork and I got a palm sander and I just sanded it down at an angle. But when I'm building these and gluing them together, what I like to try to do is also kind of set it in there and kind of form it. Whoops, form it like this, you know, keep pushing it down. And then, so that way you can see that's just gonna sit right in there, and it'll create that form, okay? So it creates that form right there. So if you do them totally flat and then you try to go and glue them down, what sometimes can happen is this top one piece might pull back and you'd have a gap in there. The other thing is right here, if you notice, it's stair steps. So I'm using Atlas Code 83, and you can see that the ties kind of stick out a little bit, you know, on some of them. These are a little bit bigger pieces of wood or wider boards, but you could actually get like HO ties and lay them in there. And then, but sometimes when you do that, the end of the tie sticks out. So what I do is the first 4 layers, I set them back, and then it takes about 3 more layers of cardboard on top of those 4, and to get it up over the tie and even with the top of the tie. The center, with the wood I'm using, the center piece takes about 3 pieces of cardboard or poster board there. And the reason I like this is, see here, you can see this is South Whitley right here. We're laying it out right now. And then we'll go back here, down here. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with this, you know, I mean, curves with parking lots. Now, the lines are from Highways and Byways, is what those are from. Company out west. And they make all these parking lines, the center lines. They make turn arrows and railroad crossing things, school zones, all that, anything that you might find on pavement. So right there you can see, you know, right turn only and straight, stuff like that. You make your crosswalks, your parking lines right here for your parking. So then once I get all done with that, and I get everything glued, or everything glued in place, I paint it gray. The other little key thing is to make sure that down here along these edges right here, it's really important to seal that, or to put a lot of paint in there, get a good amount of paint in there. So basically what's going to end up happening is you're going to seal that to the table, to your tabletop, or you're going to seal that down. It's going to cause a seal. So then when I come in here and I put my ballast in, so we'll come over here. Here's another crossing. So when you come in with your ballast, I use just diluted white glue, and diluted white glue with a little soap in it. So that's what I use on this. But that helps kind of seal it so that when you wet this down, it won't deteriorate. It won't mess with your cardboard. As you can see, that's how my end crossings end up looking, just like that right there. All right. So, and then I put my lines down, and I take chalk. I take a Sharpie and I draw some cracks in the road, stuff like that. And then I take a dull coat, and I spray it down with dull coat to seal in the chalk. And it also kind of helps take a little of the shine off of the lines, because they're stick on. And it kind of helps seal them in there. So that's just basically all there is to the roads that I do for the roads. But like I said, you can do about anything you want. This whole intermodal facility up here, this is all just poster board. There's about three layers, I think, 3 or 4 layers of poster board is all it is. So down here you can see this is going to be a transflow facility. You can see how high it's stacked on there. I think there's about 4 layers of cardboard there. Okay, so you can see the transflow. And again, you can you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So there's the crossing for the transflow facility, you know, to go from one side to the other side. And again, you can see how I, down here, you can see how I, you know, really kind of glob that up with paint. And I'll fill this up with ballast, and then I'll just use the diluted white glue, wet it down, and the diluted white glue. And as you can see right here, we'll go up here. Let's see if I can find a spot here in the intermodal facility. So you can see right there that the pavement's almost even with the top of the ties there. So that's how this will end up looking when we get all done with it. So I hope I helped you guys out. But again, you know, thanks for all the great comments and stuff. Helps kind of keep me motivated, keep me going on this thing. But we are going to start, we are going to be working on this. This last 45 feet of railroad we got to do yet, and we'll start wrapping things up then. But there's my sidewalks and roads. Oh, sidewalks. Well, we'll go over here real quick. Sorry about that. We'll go up here. So my sidewalks, all I do for the sidewalks, again, it's just poster board, and I take my 1-inch scale and I cut one way, cut the other way to cut out these little blocks. And then I cut strips and I just glue the little blocks on top. And you can cut the corners, you know, so you got nice round edges on them. And then I just paint these a different gray. Now to glue these on, I put a cup on them. So I kind of press down in the center of them. You know, after I get them painted gray, I kind of press down so it kind of causes a cupping effect. And then that way, when you put the little bit light layer of Elmer's glue on there, when you press them down, that helps keep the edges, so you don't get gaps or bulges in the edges. So we'll come over here and we'll look at the final sidewalk type stuff here. Let's get down. So we'll do a real close up. But you can see how, you can kind of see how the sidewalks are done here in the end result. So this is kind of what you're going to be looking at when you're all done. You know, we got the, you know, this area here's all been static grass, signs, stop lights, stuff like that's all been put in. But that's my road and sidewalk system. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and keep modeling. Thanks. Bye.